I'm positive everyone knows what a Funko Pop is, right? You know, the thing that you see in almost every store. You probably even have one on your shelf right now as you're watching this video. Well, one day I thought to myself, what came before Funko Pops? I am going to be going over the whole history and all the other lines of Funko. Almost don't forget to subscribe, we're almost at 1,000, thank you. To start off, we will have to go all the way back to 1998, where the first Wacky Wobbler was made, the Big Boy. This was back when Funko was just getting off the ground with only 4 people, one of them being the main man, Mike Becker. The Big Boy Wacky Wobbler was first sold at Sparky's, and it's an understatement to say that this blew up. It would then later portray even more characters such as Betty Boop and even Austin Powers. Some original collectors would even say that this was the best line in Funko history. Growing the company more, Mike and his group created concept characters for their new line, Spastic Plastic. These new concept characters would be Bone Daddy, El Diablo, T-Bone, Amazing Carlos, Gil, and even cartoon and TV characters. Both Wacky Wobbler and Spastic Plastic were making it great, but not Mike.
After the war, Krabs stayed secluded in a deep depression that seemed endless.
Going forward on July 16, 2004, on the 3rd annual Fun Days, Mike would announce that he would be stepping down and having a new person step in, that being Brian Mariotti.
The Krusty Krab was born.
Keep in mind, Mike Becker was still in some projects, but taking it easy, and this change bringing in a lot more lines. So after Mike Becker's departure and Mariotti stepping in, 2005 through 2010 saw a lot of lines come out, and one of the first ones being Nodniks. This was their shot at a smaller bobblehead, but more toy-like. They mostly based the concept off of superheroes and cartoon characters, and even some unique ones. And then next was Blocks. These take a flat dimension shape with more pop icons like Disney, cereal characters, and Star Wars. I do have to say, personally, I think these would look cool on a fridge. Bobble Breeze are bobbleheads, again, but in a smaller form, and you can put them in your car, and they would even come with their own air scent. I don't think they're still making these. I don't know what made them stop production, whether not a lot of people bought them or probably took a lot of space in the car. One of the first of many short-run lines was Vinyl Invaders, only making 2 characters, Batman and Kiss Demon Robot. They would have their repaints and metallic cover-ups, but I would still say it's only 2 characters. There was rumored to be a Skeletor, but I couldn't find any info on it releasing to the public. Moving on, we have Cupcake Keepsake, and this one lasted more longer. Basically, the concept is it would be a character in a display case with a small body, but a huge cupcake-shaped head. Mostly being based on Disney characters, and even some My Little Pony characters and others. You could even take the heads off and have small little cupcakes. Funko decided to add an extension to the Wacky Wobblers by making Wacky Wobbler banks. These banks would be bigger than the Wacky Wobblers and even have coin slots where you can put your coins in as a bank, and some voice lines triggering when you press the head.
Hi, I'm Betty Boop. Boop, boop, Betty.
And yet another small line that didn't run for too long was Urban Vinyl, making only 6 figures and 2 repaints. This line focused heavily on rap culture and artists from the late era, like Tupac, Biggie, and Flavor Flav. Monster Mashup also had a short run. What Funko decided to do was merge monsters and pop icon characters, such as Star Wars, and this is what you get. Making in total of 6 bobbleheads being Yoda, Darth Vader, Jawa, Tusken Raider, Chewbacca, and a clone trooper. Now, a unique line that Funko created was one called Funko Vision. They would take your favorite cartoon characters like Looney Tunes, Flintstones, and Scooby-Doo and put them in a TV display case. These would be 3D figures of the characters in a small TV box set. You could even take out the figures that are in the TV with a little slot in the back. I do hope Funko does bring this line back and make more relevant Funko Vision figures like SpongeBob, Adventure Time, Regular Show. And then came Funko Force 1.0 and 2.0. These were considered the Pops before Pops. But before it turned into this, it used to look like this. They made many figures out of this line, such as Marvel to DC, from scary monsters to Star Wars, Star Trek to even Burger King. And then Funko decided to give it a whole new look with the 2.0 version. They changed the box completely and even completely transformed the figure into almost what we see now, but almost an uncanny difference. These figures are almost 4-inch vinyls, and the only ones that were made were DC characters. Which now brings us to Pops. It made its first appearance in 2010, and at first, no one liked it, because it wasn't a bobblehead. The first Funkos ever being created were Batman, Joker, Green Lantern, Penguin, and the Riddler. But over time, Pops became popular. Some would say it really blew up during COVID, or when everyone got their stimulus check. And unless you've been living under a rock, Funko Pops are still thriving and still going. But that didn't just stop there. They decided to continue making more lines, some sucking and some doing good, such as Loungefly, that was actually bought by Funko in 2017. They even made Funko games that no one plays. Funko Soda is releasing in January of 2020, which certain people do like more than Pops, whether it be the design or having to get 6 of them to get a chase. In December of 2021, Popsies would make a reveal. These would serve as a greeting card, and you could most likely still find them at Walmart, fully stocked. So Popsies didn't probably do good. Also in 2021, the best line to come out, Funko Gold. Funko Gold mostly focuses on artists and players for the NBA or NFL, but I'm hoping one day it'll be just as good as Funko Pops. One that does have fans are Funko Snaps. It does lay heavily into Five Nights at Freddy's and allows you to mix and match other animatronics with each other. I do hope they expand more than Funko Snaps. I do love their dioramas, and I hope they lead into more horror, such as Freddy Krueger, Jason, Ghostface, and many more. And last but not least, we have the Bitty Pops and the Blockbuster Rewinds that dropped this year in 2023. And that's what was before Funko Pops. There were some really cool ones like Funko Vision and some really weird ones that didn't really take off, like Monster Mashup. I would have to say Urban Vinyls was probably their first start until they transformed it into Funko Gold and brought it back. I do even love some of their original concept characters like Bone Daddy and El Diablo. But here's hoping that Funko will bring back some of the old lines and rebrand them for this generation. This is Angel the Commentator saying peace out and bye the Glenn Quagmire Wacky Wobbler Bang.